Hey guys, Nick Layton here. What you just heard was some samples from my brand new rig pack from Sonic DNA. It's called Nick Layton Rig Pack, and it is for Headrush pedalboard users. I have created 7 custom rigs, went through all the different amps and stuff. 6 of them are heavy rocking guitar tones and 1 clean tone. This is stuff that I use in my recording with my band when I make YouTube videos, all that kind of stuff live. These are tones that I have used and will use in the future, and so I stand behind these, and they'll work for a variety of applications, whether you're a rock player or a blues player. A lot of times you can take the gain and just dial it back, and all of a sudden you've got a really nice blues tone. But having said that, this is specifically geared for the hard rock / metal player. When I say metal, I'm talking about classic metal bands like Queensryche and Dokken and Yngwie Malmsteen and that kind of stuff. So not necessarily the super heavy modern gain stuff of today, but if you're into that 80s rock kind of stuff, this pack should get you going. And so I've created this pack in conjunction with Sonic DNA, which specializes in impulse responses. And so there's 7 rigs and a whopping 78 IRs included. Some of my favorite type of cabinets and speaker and mic combinations. You'll hear some Marshalls and Mesa Boogies, Bogners, the vintage 30s. I love mic combinations of the 57 and the 121, or the 57 and the 421. So you'll see a bunch of those in there. And yeah, I'm super pleased with this pack. All the tones that you heard on that little piece in the intro are directly from the pack, with no processing in Pro Tools or anything, just direct tones straight into the DAW. So I'm just going to go through the rigs real quick here. You can find out all the details on the pack and get it if you're a Headrush user. On the link below, I'll link you to that. And also want to mention, if you're a guitar player and you're into sweep picking, check out my free gift. It's a sweep picking boot camp, and I always want to mention that because a lot of guys really struggle with sweep picking, and this is a free guide. It's got video and tab, the whole 9 yards. My gift to you, so make sure and check that out, also in the description below. Alright, so let's go through this. I've got this set up right now on what I'm calling Juiced 5150. So we're based on, a 5150 amp here. And when I say juiced, I'm just talking about I'm hitting it with a little bit of an overdrive. So this is just a basic tone, and this is all I'm going to do in this video, is just kind of let you hear where I went with some of these rigs. What I did is I left a lot of space on the rigs. So although I might have included, let's say, a reverb and a delay, I left a lot of space for you to put in your own different kinds of modulation effects, or obviously you can change anything out. Nothing complicated at all here with these rigs. Just using my ears to dial in the amp, using the IR as well. And occasionally there's an EQ in the mix, sometimes not. Sometimes I'm just EQing at the amp and with the IR. But super simple setups here, very flexible for whatever you want to do. So that's the 5150. It's just dry, I'm not putting anything on it here. And you're hearing this through my Headrush in the back there. You can see the FR right next to the fan. You can see that it's a Headrush 112 FR. So you're hearing it live in the room through that. Before you were hearing it straight into my DAW, into Pro Tools, so that was direct sound. Here you're hearing it in the room, even with a little bit of fan noise because it's super hot right now. So you get the whole 9 yards, the home experience. I like that because it's nice and fat sounding. Okay, so that's my 5150. So I'm calling the Juiced 800, so Marshall 800 type of sound. You can adjust the gain to taste. This guitar that I'm using, thank you Chub Tone Guitars, by the way. This is a great company out in California that made me this guitar. But this has Tone Zone pickups, DiMarzio Tone Zone, and a DiMarzio Aaron Norton. Somewhat hot pickups, not super hot, but somewhat. And so for me, a lot of times I'll add a green overdrive in front of the amp, but I'll have the gain level on 0, and I'll just have the level all the way up. That's very similar to how I run a real amp with an overdrive in front of it, because I just kind of want to get that mid-range addition that the overdrive pedal brings. It brings a little gain in too when you have it set this way, but it really tightens up the bottom end, which is kind of what I'm going for here. So that's the Juiced 800, and if I just kind of roll the volume down a little bit, cleans up nice. Even though there's plenty of gain, still everything's really clear, which is the way I like it. Okay, so we've got a 5150, we've got an 800, and again, that's just dry tone there. You can go to town on different effects and stuff like that. This is my Soldano lead. This is what I was using for the solo. The solo, I'll put a little delay and reverb on this one here. And this is a Soldano, 100, Soldano 100. Now I was testing this out, it really cut through. Lots of mid-range in this particular model with again, it's got the green overdrive in front of it. And let's see, what else do I have? There's a little bit of a graphic EQ too after the overdrive, just to give it a bump in a couple different ranges to fatten it up a little bit. So I like a nice fat lead guitar tone. This one has it. Not too thin and piercing, but you still want it to cut, right? And on the front pickup, nice and buttery. You want to do some sweets. It's got what I like in a lead guitar sound. Okay, so that's the Soldano. I've got a Bogner, which I love Bogners. Has kind of its own flavor to it. And this one also, I'm just running dry here. Put a little reverb on it maybe. Right there, Joe Rock, you know? Again, another one that will clean up real nice. Be great with some of your delays and you know, whatnot. So that is the Wagner Red. I've also got a Recto for you Mesa guys. A lot of times I need a nice, tight, fat rhythm tone for Firewolf, which is my band. No flubby type rhythm tones are going to work for me in that band. It needs to be nice and tight. So this is also would work great as a lead tone because it's got a certain amount of warmth to it. Most of these rigs could work either way, as a lead tone or a rhythm tone. This one I'm thinking mainly just a great rhythm tone though. You can hear it's got plenty of low end, but it's tight. It's not squishy. Not sure how well that's coming through with the room sound here, but hopefully you get the idea. So there's the Recto sound. Also got for you vintage guys, this was based around a 68 Plexi. Really cool rhythm. It's a little bright, but for me, I hate super bright tones. It's not too bright for me. I like it. This one really cuts well in the mix. I use this on one of the rhythm guitars on the left side. On the beginning of the tune, the left side rhythm guitar is this tone. Again, this wouldn't sound as tight without the overdrive. If I take that off, see how big of a difference that is? And that's really how it is with amps, especially Marshall amps. I've noticed, you know, just if you've got a Marshall amp set with mid-level gain, it's a little flubby, and you're not really getting that sort of that 80s style overdrive. You just kick a little, you just kick in a little overdrive, man. And something about how the mid-range really cuts through there. It's one of the things I'm really impressed with the Headrush. You can really feel how that's similar to an amp. Okay, and that is the Plexi, and I think that's the bulk of that. I think that's all of the heavy tones. Soldano, Wagner, Plexi, Recto, 5150, and the 800. So I mean, that's pretty much all I'm going to use for just about everything I do. Also included a clean tone. It's got kind of a Fender style amp. chorus on it, and without the chorus, it's still a really nice. Basic clean tone. That chorus really kind of brings it into what I like to hear with a nice clean tone. Alright guys, so that's it. Just wanted to give you a rundown of the rigs, what this is all about. Again, this is for Headrush users. I'm working with Sonic DNA on this. It's a great pack, 7 rigs. And 78 IRs, and a great value too. Alright, so check the link below. You can find out everything else you need to know about this pack. And if you're a guitar player, grab that sweet picking guide. It's my free gift to you down below, and I will see you guys next time. If you have any questions or thoughts about this, please leave a comment. If you dig this sort of thing, please subscribe and ring the bell. Alright, I'll see you next time. Rock on.